Official notice of no trespass. To the individual described below. 1. Description of individual. This notice applies to the person observed on the security camera footage on August 20th, 2026 at approximately 7:42 a.m. MST. The individual is described as follows. Gender: male. Hair: long, dark dreadlocks. Headwear: black baseball cap worn backward. Clothing: white short-sleeve t-shirt and black knee-length shorts. Accessories: a black backpack with a white water bottle featuring a bright orange lid secured in the right side pocket. Distinguishing actions: observed smoking a cigarette while approaching the property. 2. Warning and prohibition of entry. You are hereby notified that you are strictly prohibited from entering or remaining on this property. This document serves as formal legal notice that you do not have permission to access the premises, including the driveway, walkways, yard, and any structures on the property. Furthermore, be advised that this property contains a residential play area frequently used by children. Your unauthorized presence in this area imposes a great risk and danger to these children, which will not be tolerated under any circumstances. Any future entry onto this property will be considered willful trespass, and law enforcement will be contacted immediately to press criminal charges. 3. Applicable Arizona law, ARS. Be advised that your unauthorized entry onto this property is a violation of Arizona law. Specifically, you are being warned under the following Arizona Revised Statutes, ARS. ARS Section 13-1502, Criminal Trespass in the Third Degree. A person commits criminal trespass in the third degree by knowingly entering or remaining unlawfully on any real property after a reasonable request to leave by the owner or any other person having lawful control over the property, or when reasonable notice prohibiting entry, such as a posted no trespassing sign, is present. ARS Section 13-1504, Criminal Trespass in the First Degree. A person commits criminal trespass in the first degree by knowingly entering or remaining unlawfully in or on a residential structure or in a fenced residential yard. This is a severe offense that can be classified as a felony depending on the circumstances. Failure to comply with this notice will result in immediate police intervention and potential prosecution to the fullest extent of the law.
Okay, folks, so the question is, why do I post a legal warning against trespass on my Ring's Neighbor app? So every time somebody trespasses on my properties, I post it on Ring Neighbors and a couple other social media sites, and I issue a warning against trespass against that person. I don't know who that person is in most instances. All I have is their description. What I do is I type up their description and I post all the Ring camera information, and then I issue a warning against trespass that's connected with my property, and pretty much declaring to that person that they're not invited, and that is an official warning against trespass. Okay, so I'm not an attorney yet, but I'm building up to it. And so as there's something some very good attorneys had brought up to me over my career when I was in law enforcement, is there's nothing wrong with thinking like an attorney. In fact, you can go to law school and not practice law, and those skill sets are very significant and helpful, because if you apply legal reasoning to what you do, it will help you with whatever your effort is. So the cameras are up. There's power to the cameras. In fact, I got cameras that work off of cellular and they work off of backup batteries and stuff like that, so they can't be disconnected. And so what am I doing next? I'm telling that person, I'm posting it on a community site, which is Ring Neighbors. That person may not have access to it, but somebody that knows that person is going to have access to it. And or if that person commits another offense and they're on Ring Neighbors, then there's now a paper trail of this person consistently trespassing. So it's literally what you're doing is you're reducing the playing field for that person to continue to commit crimes in your community, because now your neighbor knows that you issued a warning against trespass on the Ring Neighbors application, and they are all aware, everybody's aware of what this person looks like. So if they have a problem with this person, then it's more than likely that they have enough information to prove to law enforcement that this person has a modus operandi of committing the same act of trespassing or stealing or being around children who are playing in the backyard. That stuff is significant and very helpful for all of us. And so that's the explanation. I'm sharing this with my neighbors so they also understand how this is helpful. If you want other advice or information from myself and from Citizen Guardiancy, well, feel free to reach out, and I'd love to have interaction and talk to you about it in the near future.